That's Riley's.
Okay. Hey guys.
Hey, what?
So. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep it really short, because exactly we don't have chairs for a reason. So try to keep it really short, dude. I just want you guys to give you guys a little background. So I know there's people here that is their first day. You're probably like, what the crap is this? You're normal, okay? It's us that we're weird. So if you're like, what are these people? Why is this so hot and no one complains? We're trained to be positive. It's in a weird way. Hey, I just want you guys to know what you're going through and what is happening in this company. Like, hey, 2 years ago, and you might not know business-wise, but I'll still tell you because it does sound impressive. You know, 2 years ago, my boy over here was the only person working here. And now this thing that you're looking at, you might be like, oh, it's new. It looks like some people can't iron a shirt, but we are running it. This is a $12 million business, and it was zero 2 years ago. That's not normal. You know what I mean? Like after COVID, this is a $12 million operation that you guys are a part of. And it started in 2020 in June. This business is blowing up. Like you guys are new and you're like, what bothers me is like, you guys, even you've been here for less than a month, you saw 2 people get promoted today. When I first started, I didn't see a promotion to leadership for 4 months. Like, this is not normal. Like, oh yeah, people just grow here, get promoted, and it's like a theater. No, that's not normal. Like, this is blowing up, and I'm gonna show you why with numbers, why we're blowing up. But like, this is insane, guys. Like, I was telling Tom now, we don't even have time to educate people about the company because we can't skip the recognition. We wouldn't do that, right? Anybody come from a job where like recognition was withheld? And like maybe you didn't get it, or it was given to somebody maybe above you that didn't actually put in the sweat equity. Anybody like that? So hey, here we try to make sure everybody feels recognized for their work, and that takes time. Sometimes you're like, man, another shout out, and it's like we're complaining about how much love is being given. This is a good problem, you know what I mean? There was 2 promotions to leadership today. Our office is in the best position it's been forever. We are blowing up, and it's thanks to these clients. So I just wanted to break that down for you. Because I think it's insane. I wrote down some numbers so that you guys understand. And listen, if you're here and you're like, and by the way, this is cool that some of you guys are in your first day. It might go a little bit over your head, but if you have, like I did, I had a parent at home that I really cared for. I had a good relationship with my mom and dad. They paid for me to go to college. And it was college in Spain, which is a lot cheaper than here, but they still, like, I felt like I owed them something, you know, which is not a good feeling. And then I started this job, and they didn't want me to do the job because they're like, well, you're supposed to go to college. And then it took me a long time to realize, like, they went to college and they didn't have results I wanted. So I'm kind of happy I didn't really listen. But I did care for their opinions a lot because it would affect me. Like, they would tell me something and I would feel bothered if I didn't like it. Anybody like that? Anybody have a relationship like, maybe it's not your parents, maybe it's your spouse, or I don't know, aunt, maybe Uncle Bob did this, you know, years ago and it didn't work, and now maybe Uncle Bob's a millionaire. Probably not. But point being is, dude, what the clients are paying us, I just want you to know how much money we are creating for them. It's not only how much money we're making, but like what you guys are doing here, what it creates. So just some stats, okay? So we are operating with 3 clients right now. Gen Mobile is the last one. People that do water, we work for Nestle, Frontier, which is internet company, and Gen Mobile, which is operated by Dish, which is really Lifeline, okay? It's a government-owned program where basically the government is paying us commissions to drop off phones that they paid for. Dude, it's stupid. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It's like you get paid for extra for doing your job. It makes no sense to me. But look, for you guys to do it, okay? This is a great meeting. I'm going to talk about water first because it's the first one we did. This is a great meeting if your mom or your dad, like it happened to me, is asking you like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You don't know how to explain it. All you can explain and muster up is like what you're doing at entry level. That's not the case. You know what I mean? Like, yes, sir.
I thought about it a little bit ago, and I actually have an idea of how to describe it.
Don't use this idea.
No?
No, don't use the idea. Trust me. Just use this. facts. Okay, we're gonna use facts. That's what I did. I used my idea and I told my mom, maybe your idea was probably better than mine. I just told my mom, shut up. I'm gonna make 100 grand. I'm gonna make more money than you. My mom's like, you can't even make your bed, bro. Who's gonna pay you 100 grand? And I was like, that's a good point. So I didn't know, and then I lost my confidence because I like ended up with my foot on my own mouth, so I didn't know how to respond. You probably had a better idea, so if it's better than that, you can use it. I'm just gonna give you facts and stats that you can be like, if somebody's asking like, so what do you do? The answer is not what you're actually doing in entry level today. That's not the answer. The answer is this, okay? Wait, what does the company do? Newburn? Never heard of it. Here's what we do. I'm gonna explain to you what we do and why it's so like effective and it's blowing up, okay? Is that fair?
Yes.
And you guys can ask questions. I'm gonna try to keep it super simple. So on water, okay? Water, every customer is valued for Nestle $1,500, okay? Every time you make a sale, Nestle life value, look, DT made 9, bro, do we call you DT? Where you at? Somebody was saying D only.
Yeah, D or DT. I go by either one.
Okay, so D did 9 sales yesterday. So he created 9 times 1,500. How much is that? 7,000? 16,000? He created
13,500.
He made $13,500 for Nestle yesterday. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool? That's not the point though. But hey, every time anyone makes a sale, Nestle collects $1,500 overall. Does that make sense? It's $1,500. Hey, in our office we do about 300 sales. Last week we did 380. Okay, let's just say we did 300 times 52 weeks in a year. Our company is generating $400,000 a year. Like what we do, just this room, we make my mom. So what do you guys do? Dude, our company makes 23 million a year for Nestle. Me, myself, D could be like, hey, me, last week, I made 14,000 of those with my sales. That's a better explanation of what you do versus, well, I'm gonna knock on doors. That's not what you do. If that's what you do, then you're gonna quit because that's not what we hired you for. Does that make sense? We hired you to manage an operation like this. Does that make sense? Cool. And this is only us. This is a big, we promoted a bunch of offices. Wade is running an office. You guys, in the next few months, are gonna see people getting promoted to management, which means they're gonna run an operation. Bro, ask out loud. That's probably a good question. Ask out loud.
My question was, how does like one sale make $1,500? It's like, it's only $3 for like water, it's only $3.
Great question. You'll find out in the field. But the answer is, we sell the dispenser for $3. People do have to pay the water, like their jugs of water. It's a subscription. People, when you run out of water, what do?
Get some more.
You get some more, right? So Nestle, on a customer, they did the math. You sell the water today, but then when that customer runs out, you don't have to go back. They'll get more, right? So the customer overall ends up paying $1,500 on a lifetime per customer. Sorry, per
Year.
Per year. Does that make sense?
15 is like their projected amount they're gonna spend.
Projected amount. So they have people probably that in like, hey, if you buy $30 of water for 6 kids in your family, the next month another 30, the next month another 30. Overall, the average customer spends about $1,500 before they cancel their contract with Nestle, or not contract, their subscription. Does that make sense? It's like, I'm gonna do an example for Frontier. We also sell internet. Like, when is the last time you changed your internet? You don't remember, right? It's because normally we sign up for internet, and if it goes kind of good, we keep it, right? And every month you're paying a bill, right? So those $50 a month that you pay for the bill ends up being about $4,500 on a lifetime per customer for that internet company. Does that make sense? Which means that the value, you're not making a $1,500 sale, but the value of that customer is $1,500 for Nestle. Every time you make a sale, yeah, you send the dispenser for $3, but they look at it like, dude, you just gave me $1,500. Does that make sense? Because it's a reoccurring item that people buy. Does this make sense for everybody?
Yeah.
Cool. That's important. That's a great question, bro. Anybody have another one like that? Really simple one like that? No? Great. So we make 23 million a year just out of this office, dude. We are doing about 4,000 sales a week between all the offices we promoted. Because if I can teach Alejandro to go to San Antonio and do the same thing that we do here, and Sarah to do the same in San Francisco, and Tyler to do the same whatever, then this thing grows. We did last week 4,000 customers for Nestle. As a team, as a country, we did 4,000 customers It's 300 million. You think Nestle's happy with us? Really happy. Dude, we made 300 million. This little thing you guys see here, 300 million worth for Nestle. That's a lot of money. That's why it's so important what we do. Does that make sense? Okay, so now let's go on Frontier. I'm just explaining to you why we're blowing up. You think they're happy? You think they're paying us good?
Yes.
They're paying us really good for doing this. They're taking a piece of that and giving it to us. Hey, Frontier, every customer, it's internet, right? It's even crazier value, $4,500 per customer. So we make a sale, what's your name, brother? Avon. We make a sale for Frontier. I think the average customer pays $50 a month. How much you guys all pay for your internet at your house, if you pay for it? 50, 60, 40, somewhere like that, right? So we sign up a customer to pay $50 a month, but after 6 or 7 years,
Hey guys!
after 6 or 7 years, the customer's worth $4,500 in a lifetime to Nestle, okay? Last week we did 300, dude, I'm lowballing it. Last week we did 300 of those. Let's just say we do 200. This is only here in this little tiny office in Dallas, okay? 200 customers, that's $70 million. Last week, bro, we did 300 customers. Means we're making just us. Probably Steve's half of that. $70 million for Nestle. Sorry, for Frontier Communications. You think they're excited?
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, they're actually, we sent a team to Indiana. We have a team in Fort Wayne now. 5 of us that went to Fort Wayne, Indiana, in the middle of nowhere. They're there right now. Frontier's flying to go have lunch with them. Like the actual corporate guys. They're flying to buy them lunch. Because obviously it's not that, like, there's a corporate office for Frontier in Fort Wayne. There's nothing corporate of anything in Fort Wayne. Sorry if you're from there. Not mean to be offensive, but you know what I mean. It gets dark at 2 p.m. They made $70 million. Hey, this is only us, okay? As a company, I didn't write it down. But it's more. I forgot. But look, we did 200 in our office. We can do the math right now. The whole country did about 2,000. So you would do the math. 4,500 times 2,000. Yeah, there it is. It's 700 million. You just add a zero. $700 million, dude. And we're teaching you how to practice pitch. And that's what creates it. We're doing this practice pitch with high energy, high C factors. We're teaching you how to smile. Tyler's talking in orientation about protecting your attitude and very simple things. Dude, it's as simple as that. I know you're like, what is this? They're going to come to a new job and they're going to teach me how to smile? Yeah. It's profitable. It's incredible, dude. They're paying us. By the way, when I started, I was selling a hot pack for $40. And I would make 18% of that. Split with my new guy in the summer. The value of this product was $40, and you would have, and it was like it's reusable forever if you would boil it in a crock pot for 30 minutes. You remember that? Hey, Julian made some good money on it. Dude, this is only 4 years ago. You know how far we've come. Look at these companies. I don't care, Frontier. I don't really care who you have on your end. It doesn't matter to me. But I'm freaked out about the value and how much money they're paying us. Now we just started with Gen Mobile, okay? Gen Mobile is our third client that we operate out of this office, but I'm gonna tell you also what's coming up, okay? Okay, Gen Mobile, it's basically, the program is called Lifeline. If you actually, when you get your RAD ID, you know what that is. Lifeline is a program operated by the government that if you made less than X amount per year, the government partners up with Gen Mobile or T-Mobile and pays for your phone bill. I think that's pretty cool in the US that if you're actually broke, you can remain broke because you get your phone paid by the government. Free calls, free texts, 7 gigs of data. I think that's pretty cool. I pay $200 a month for my phone now that I got joined with my dad and my wife. So people can do it for free. Gen Mobile, we actually do 80%. You guys can look them up. Look these companies up. Don't look us up. You're gonna find my face. It makes no sense. Okay? 80% of all the acquisitions. So you'll find this company online, however you spell that, acquisitions. 80% of all their customers we made face to face. Nobody's going in the mail. When was the last time you opened your mailbox and actually acted on an advertisement? When was the last time you did that?
Never.
Hey, out of the last 5,000 ads you've scrolled through on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, when was the last time you actually clicked on one and made a purchase? Dude, these companies are giving us all the money because that's not effective. They're giving it to us because we show up and DT shows up and creates some CPR. You're like, what's up, man? Hey, just trying to build a relationship, help you out. If you don't like it, we're all good. And it's so much more effective than this ad in the mail. We don't want you to do that, but it's important as a manager that you can learn how to do that. Anybody had a boss that pissed you off because they were doing things that they never asked you to do? That would never happen here. We have people like Danny that runs the entire city of Raleigh in North Carolina. It's a huge place, and he's 21. He went through the entry level, and now he's managing people older than his parents. Because he went through entry level. He qualifies to tell people to take the trash out because he took the trash out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hey, would you like to listen to Michael Jordan teach you basketball?
Absolutely.
But not golf. Would you agree?
Nah, he pretty good at golf.
Soccer?
You got me there.
He got baseball and golf.
Hey, I wouldn't recommend listening to Michael Jordan teach you soccer. Wouldn't work.
He
Hey,
does
I'm sure he
baseball,
has some
golf,
good
and football.
pointers,
I mean, basketball.
but he's probably going to be smart enough to direct you somewhere else. Gen Mobile, every acquisition. So right now we do about 100,000 customers per month. In our office, we started doing 27 a week 3 weeks ago. We're at 150. It's going to be 600 in no time. It's going to be 600 in no time, and then it's going to be 1,000. It's blowing up. Like what company you know that grew 400% in the last 3 weeks? Does your dad's company grew 400% in the last 3 weeks? No, probably not. If it did,
Wouldn't know.
we would know. We would be applying there. It's true. Let's be honest. Dude, we are blowing up. It's not us. It's the clients. The clients, we're just in the middle of that. Imagine an explosion. And we are just on top of it. So we're just blowing up with them. Does that make sense? 100,000 customers a month. This created 2.5 billion in revenue last year. Dude, that is insane. Okay, what's coming? We just partnered up about a year ago with Verizon 5G. It's a competitor Frontier. It's not in Dallas. Hey, they are telling us, they're giving us, I'm not going to write these down. You guys can write it down if you want. Look, they're giving us what's coming. Because of they're seeing this massive growth, they're like, how the crap do you guys make 700 million a year? And they don't have to pay for the pamphlet. You know what? You ever try to do a Facebook ad or something? You got to pay for the advertising. They don't pay us until we give them the customer. So it's free. How would you like to get a 700 million return on investment for free? I'm telling you, I'm freaked out. It's like, I don't know if you understand or if you're like, I just want to make a paycheck. That's fine. You can work here for that. Steve's check was $2,800. You ask him how to get half of that, and he'll probably teach you, and you'll land there. $700 million, it's insane. For you guys that are trying to be a little bit more bigger picture, look, Verizon promised us 27 million leads, which means 27 million easy sales, okay, for this year. We also own space, which is real estate space, if you can understand that, inside of every Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, Target, BJ's, and Kroger. We can go, Tracy's doing it in California right now, we can go inside of a Sam's Club and sell Nestle water. And we have the space. You know what that guarantees you? 500 customers a day walk on average to a Sam's Club, not to mention a Walmart. Like, imagine you were an advertising company and first day you get 500 customers to see your crap. Would that not be, if you had a lemonade stand and you had 500 people that had to stop by it, would you sell some?
Yes.
Think about it business-wise. It doesn't matter you want to sell or not. Just think about it, does it make business sense, okay? Frontier, anybody like the fiber leads on expansion? We got 10 million leads coming. 10 million. It's almost, dude, I met Francisco the other day for lunch, and he's the first guy ever that works here and tells me like, yeah, Richard, I love this because it doesn't even feel like selling. We just have to fill out the paperwork for them. Everyone wants it. I'm like, what in the world? That's not accurate, but I'm like, the fact that somebody feels like that, it's never been so easy to sell. Like on Frontier, you basically, as long as they don't, you got a little bit of people skills, and then Francisco made $100 on that or $200 on that. It's crazy. Lifeline just expanded. We are the first out of the other 35 states that we're expanding to. We just started. So anyway, just want to give you an example, okay? The average office on water, and we can do the math for everything. The average office on water, after paying for all people and all the payroll sales for it, makes about $13,000 a week. Expenses for an average office, John, you told me yesterday, I think we looked at it, it's $4,300.
Yeah.
By the way, when you get to Mastermind like John, we can do your P&L report, which stands for profit and loss, and we basically evaluate you as if you were an actual business, an actual company that operates within the here. This is our purpose, dude, is to teach you that. Is we can teach you to like, we look at you and the people you've trained, the people you've helped. Hey, if you were a separate company, would you survive in the marketplace? We do a P&L report. If you got 4 positive ones back to back, you're good. Dude, it's not hard. We got some knuckleheads running offices. I'm telling you, it's because it doesn't require that much anything. It really is insane. This is the hardest job I've ever done. Don't get me wrong. It is the hardest job because it puts you against the mirror all day. You're looking at yourself in the mirror like, damn, that's the problem here. One more time, it's me. Over and over. And it's just gonna beat your ego down, right? But, hey, if the average office, let's say you were at half as good as the average office and you made, what's that, $6,500 every week after paying expenses minus $4,300, you would still, what's the math there? It's $2,200. You would still be saving $100,000 a year after your check. Dude, you know how we told you the average manager, did somebody tell you the average manager makes $100,000 a year? That's our interview from 4 years ago. That is not true. It's like $400,000 now. We would just freak you out so much. You'd be like, yeah, that's a scam. Nobody's gonna pay me $400,000 a year. And you're right, nobody's gonna pay you $400,000 a year. You can pay yourself $400,000 a year because the client is just paying us so much money. It's insane. So there are 3 things that really distinguish us. 3 things that you're like, okay, Richard, okay, great, I believe it, that's great. So what do I gotta do? Well, there's 3 things that make our people different, okay? Who wants to tell me the first one? Kinda. The first thing is your work ethic. Hey, what are you doing when no one's watching and you are actually eligible to get away with stuff without being caught? Everybody has moments like that during the day. You're unsupervised. What are you doing there dictates your results here. You can get a job almost anywhere right now where you make 50 grand a year. Aaron is one of our offices that we opened. He is in San Francisco. People at Whataburger people at In-N-Out work there make 50 grand a year. Because 40 grand a year is rent. It's kind of like that. 30, it's actually 30. Work ethic is, you're like, okay, so what do I have to distinguish myself? And do you realize it's not yelling or screaming? It's work ethic. Hey, what do you do when no one's watching? Hey, when you have a stomach bug, do you come into work? If I told you tomorrow, hey, let's say you have to take off the day tomorrow because whatever, because you feel a little under the weather. But what if I told you that, hey, tomorrow, I know you feel under the weather, but you have an interview for a job that pays you $200,000 a year. Would you go? Feeling under the weather?
Yes.
That's what this is. That's what this is, dude. It's just not tomorrow. You're going to earn it. You're not gonna get rich here super fast. It took me 4 years to make any money that's actually decent. 4 to 5 years. But like, you've gotta have a work ethic. Like, you actually have to be a person that, whether you're at this job or somewhere else, you would work hard. Like if you were, picking up whatever in a farm, you'd be the quickest at that. You know what I mean? That's the person we need. And you can still have a bad day or whatever, a bad week, but it's a person that works hard. That if we go out and secret shop you, which by the way, we have people that we pay that, they'll go see you in the field and they won't say anything and see what you're doing. And that helps us determine how much, people should get paid us sometimes. Are you actually working hard? Like, would you be caught working hard or not? You think DT was caught working hard yesterday? I mean, we'll go see him? Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, you think Vanessa would be caught working hard? Dude, I went to the bathroom like at 8 in the morning. She's here. She didn't have to be here until 9:45. She was here at 8:30 studying. That's working hard. She gets caught working hard. Hey, people have a work ethic. We can't really teach that. What's the next thing?
Attitude.
Yes, student mentality. Are you actually a student? The reason we do a recognition circle is so that you can go up to them and you know, get over your shyness and be like, hey Christian, I realize you got a shout out, you get promoted to leadership. Who caught that? Who caught that? Key said the guy's gonna get promoted. How'd you do that? How's your pay look on that? Maybe you're like me, you didn't understand the pay structure for like 2 weeks and I was also shy to ask. How about you go ask somebody? Ask somebody with a pen. Ask John. Ask Melanie. Well, how does it work? Hey Ami, how'd you get paid? Hey, I saw that you guys handed out 6 checks. How's that? Can I get one? Like, go and ask. It's okay to ask. You know what I mean? Try to ask somebody that's got paid. Don't ask the person that just started with you. But hey, be a good student. Study failure. Hey, ask somebody. Hey, I realized that you were working with somebody that's no longer here. Did that person fail? Are they just off? Like, hey, study that. Ask questions. Be curious. Why is that? Or are you just assuming that they just didn't want to work here? Maybe we told them to not come back because they're missing something. Ask. You know what I mean? And what's the last thing? No. It's your attitude. Hey, attitude is just a choice in my opinion. You can wake up today like I'm gonna have a good day, I'm gonna have a bad day. Attitude is just your attitude. We talk about it all the time. Anybody had friends that because of COVID they had a bad time? They had a hard time? Raise your hand. You guys had friends that you saw like COVID really affected them? It was a pain. Do you also have friends that thanks to COVID they created a business or blew something up and it actually was the best thing ever? Isn't it funny how the same virus affected people differently? Would you agree? Yeah. So anyway, the point being is they're getting us so much money. They're paying us so much more. We just got a message that people opening in retail stores with Sam's Club and Nestle also get a $20,000 bonus. Dude, this is insane. I just want to explain the business and how much money we're getting paid. This is why you see the growth. No offense to all of you got promoted. But it's because they're paying us so much that we can afford to pay you so much that it's creating the growth. And if you can look and read between the lines, you can learn to be a person that can manage or lead 5 or 10 people, and you can be the head of that. And you would just be managing a branch, no different than if we opened a Starbucks and you keep the money from that Starbucks. You would have to pay the employees, you would have to open and close, you know what I mean? But hey, would you like to have a Starbucks? People here are getting their own Starbucks, bro. I think this is better than a Starbucks. You know, this office made like 5 times what an average Starbucks makes. I keep this off. The thing is, are you okay with telling mom? Because if you told mom that Starbucks, that, hey mom, open a new Starbucks, would your mom be cool? It's like, oh, that's so cool. You got a Starbucks. Hey, she'll be telling all her friends at the golf club, hey, my son got a Starbucks. But when you go tell your mom, say, hey, I'm working with Lifeline here at New Bern. She's like, what? Can you get a better job so I can brag about you? If you can be okay with those things and not really focus on just your appearance and what it looks like, dude, this thing is blowing up. You guys will see so many promotions. So hopefully that helps. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is this a good explanation for? Does this help?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's 11:25. Back at 11:55. Break. 1, 2, 3.